If you're going to buy a house, is it really worth it to purchase a new build? Hi everyone, welcome back to Real Estate Daily. My name is Emmy and I am a producer of this channel. Troy and Ryan are still in Texas for a foreclosure conference, so I'm going to be bringing you the news today. If you enjoy these updates, please hit the subscribe button, boo, 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 right there, subscribe. And if you would like to receive a notification every time we post, go ahead and hit the notification or bell-shaped button, ding, 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 right there. So let's go ahead and jump right into the news. So this article here is from CNBC, and the headline states more home builders lower prices as sentiment falls for ninth straight month. This was published today. It was by Troy's girlfriend, Diana Olick. Just kidding, it's not really Troy's girlfriend, we just call her that. So basically the key points here is that home builder sentiment in September fell 3 points to 46 in the National Association of Home Builders / Wells Fargo Housing Market Index. Anything below 50 is considered negative. Nearly a quarter of builders reported lowering prices as rates surged. So obviously as rates go up, they're going to have to lower the prices of the homes in order to keep inventory so that they can keep building and keep making money, because that's the whole point of a home builder, is to build homes to make money. Higher costs for land, labor, and materials have made it harder for builders to lower prices, but they are now being forced to. Troy's really great when he talks about new builds and the sentiment and stuff like that. Basically what I understand is a large majority of people do not buy new builds. I don't really think of anything that could make it worth the price difference, aside from if you want something custom that they could possibly do for you. There's a lot of DIY hacks and a lot of things you can do to older houses that you can, buy for a fraction of the price that you would a new build. So I think this is interesting. We'll continue to see what the home builders do as rates go up and things with shipping and inflation on goods and stuff like that rises. So we will see as the story unfolds, and I'm sure Troy will be back on Wednesday to talk about this more. So this is interesting though, because this headline really feeds into our next graph that we're going to show here. So this is actually a tweet. Let me see here. It was retweeted by Logan Moteshami. I'm so sorry, Logan, I butchered your name, but you are a lead analyst for Housing Wire. Okay, so this guy's legit. Basically, it shows here that the housing shortage went national during the pandemic, but not a single state added more units than new households. So if we're gonna look here at this graph, this shows the number of new households, and this it's an XY axis. So this other axis here shows number of housing units. So basically it just shows that we don't have enough inventory. No one is building more than new households are actually being created. So this is kind of crazy. And one thing that I thought was really interesting is Cardi B actually commented on this interesting. She also commented on this, let me see, on Friday, I believe. Yeah, on Friday she commented on this. And she put interest rate is going up in 2 weeks. Rent is over the top high and there's no inventory on homes. What the F? So it's kind of interesting that even Cardi B is joining in on these topics. But it just shows that everybody's being affected, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're in the position to buy a house, whether you're not in the position to buy a house. This affects all of us. So let's move into our next topic here, which is still in line. Should you make a long-term real estate commitment in these times? So this is actually a really cool article. This is from the Orange County Register, and it was published 2 days ago. So this person talks a lot about if you should purchase, or maybe you're a business thinking if you should sign a short-term lease, long-term lease, if it's a downward market, upward market. So this is actually a really interesting article that if you wanted to look it up and read it, it would give you some very good insight on that. But basically my takeaway from this is, if you're ever in a position to buy a home, do it. Rent always goes up. rent never goes down. We covered that recently. Rent always goes up. So if you're in a position to buy a home, do it. If you are one of the people who is able to have the 20K knocked off your student loans, and maybe your DTI, your debt to income ratio, is now going to afford you to be able to buy a home, do it. Do it. If you can get in. This is the biggest and most amazing investment you could ever make in your life, and I've learned so much ever since starting work here. And I think that the housing market, learning about housing and finance so that you can maximize your growth and potential, is the best thing that you can do for yourself. So let's jump into our next topic. This is also from the Orange County Register. Their housing section is very, very interesting. I look on here a lot for our articles when we're covering them for this lovely segment of Real Estate Daily. So this segment is called Bubble Watch, and this is California home prices lead U.S. declines off record highs. So the springtime, we had some price pinnacles, and now it's showing here in California that we've had some of the biggest drops in prices here in our state. So let me zoom in for you guys so you can kind of get a better gist of what's going on here. So here in San Diego, it's showing that the July medium home price was around $942,000, so they're down about 5%. And let's see, let's go into Riverside. So their July median was at $579, they're down 3.5%. And it looks like Los Angeles July median was $976, down 4.3%. So you know what, if you are in the position to buy a home, man, I know the rates are a little they're unpredictable at the moment, but with the price going down and inventory being such a problem, I mean, if you have the opportunity, it would make the most sense to absolutely get in for yourself, for your family, for your legacy, for your kids. It's just really important, I think, that you're able to make that milestone of purchasing a home. So our last article was asking, should you make a long-term real estate investment now? This data is showing you that the prices are going down, and like I said, even though rates are a little unpredictable, if you can get in, you can always refi later. So this is really interesting. I urge you guys, if you're unsure, research. Just do the research. Start looking at data. The more you look at data, the more it's very obvious that getting in anytime you can is a smart choice. Now, last, we're going to jump into the rates. So these are actually from the 16th still. They haven't updated yet, so they are trailing numbers. 30-year conforming is over 6, 15-year conforming 5.3. These are, up a few ticks. 30-year jumbo just under 6, barely moved here. And then 30-year FHA 5.9, just a tiny bit up. And then if we look at our graph here, it was kind of going up and down like crazy, and now we're seeing a nice little upward trend, which if you're trying to buy a home, we don't love, but it's important to just keep an eye on this data so you can educate yourself on what's going on in the housing market. So I hope you enjoyed my segment today, guys, giving you a slightly different perspective from a much younger person. Troy's gonna read me for that one. I will see you tomorrow, and then Troy will be back on Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an excellent rest of your Monday, and I will see you tomorrow.